Gbawo Media, where we are dedicated to promoting Nigeria. On today's episode of our Nigerian Hustle Series, we're pleased to welcome our first guest to the program, Dr. Abraham Akinbami. Dr. Akinbami is also the African dentist, but we're going to get more into that. You know, when you think of dentist, you might think of an older man, an older lady telling you off when you're a child about not brushing your teeth, about not flossing, about too much sugar, and they're not too accessible. You only see them once every once once a decade. Some of us once a lifetime. But Dr. is changing all of that by becoming very accessible by using his social media platforms to educate and advocate for great oral hygiene practices and overall health in general. So we're so pleased and fortunate to welcome to the program today, and we're going to hear more about his dentistry work, his work on social media, and a little bit about him as a person. So please welcome African dentist to the
Thank you so much. Thanks so much.
Thank you so much for being here. Okay, just before we get into all your great work in the dental field and your advocacy work on social media, let's take it back for the audience. Let's start from the beginning. Can you tell us a bit about where and when you were born?
Okay. So I was born in Ibadan, Oyo State. Yeah, that's where I was born. Yeah.
Do you have any brothers and sisters?
Oh yes, I have a sister. Yes, so we're just two. So myself and my sister, and fortunately for me, I'm the firstborn. So yeah.
A lot of pressure. Can you just tell us a little bit generally about your parents?
So my parents are basically very cool-headed, very what's the word now? They're just very humble. To be honest, they're too humble for my liking because I know the kind of potential that they both have, but they invested most of their time in raising myself and my sister up. So I appreciate them for that.
Okay. Growing up in Ibadan, do you remember, do you have any fond childhood memories that are very Ibadan specific?
I wouldn't, well, so I grew up in Ibadan all my life. I lived in Ibadan before I moved to Lagos. So, and I also have family members in Ibadan. So it's more like a family place. So you could have an aunt or my grandma, just go visit someone. So it was just all fun. It's really fun staying in Ibadan. No particular childhood memory, just the people around just made Ibadan fun for me.
Just overall, and it's much better than this crazy Lagos. But
I mean,
do you recall where you attended secondary school?
Oh, definitely. So the secondary school I attended was, it's part of me, definitely, and then that's the International School, University of Ibadan. Yeah, so I met a lot of people there, and yeah, ISI was just fun. If you meet any ISI person, you might most likely know that they went to ISI.
What are the ISI characteristics?
They say we are proud. So once anyone should ask her, do you where did you come from, and say Ibadan, you went to ISI, I'm like, oh yeah, sure, ISI. Can I help you?
Just something about you guys. Okay. To become a dentist,
exactly.
To become a dentist, sometimes you have to obviously be strong in the science subjects, those sorts of things. In secondary school and ISI, were you starting to develop an interest in those fields, or were you someone just good at it and you were kind of pushed in that direction?
I'll say a bit of both. Yeah, I was good in sciences and I was pushed into that direction as well. So from primary school, my parents were already calling me doctor.
Oh.
So there was that subconscious conditioning, and I was unfortunately also I was good in sciences, biology, chemistry, physics. So it just it just felt natural to me, to be honest.
Okay. So you finished secondary school at ISI, then you head on to the University of Ibadan. My
Yes.
also went there, so I feel I didn't go there, but I
Oh,
feel a little something for the school. Can you tell us about your decision to choose University of Ibadan?
so studying, the international school, University of Ibadan, it's inside the University of Ibadan. Yeah, so naturally you just want to go to University of Ibadan. And so most of us, like 90% of, let me say 60 to 70% of my sets went to Ibadan. Is that they went to University of Ibadan or they went outside the country. So it was like that for us.
Okay. And were there any professors in particular that you can recall that really made an impact on you while you were pursuing the dental certificate?
No, not really. Not really. Not really. I mean, not really, to be honest.
Fair enough. For those of us who aren't too familiar, can you just tell us briefly a little bit about the courses and kind of things you have to do to obtain that Bachelor of Dental Science, dental surgery?
Okay, that'll be courses in the university, yeah?
Yes, yes.
Okay. So in the first year we have the basic sciences, first second and part of third year. That's anatomy, physiology, biochemistry. Yeah, then we also have okay, yeah, so in the first year we have physics, chemistry, all those other things. Then from the second year, we now move into the medical school itself, where we have anatomy, physiology, biochemistry, and things like that. Then by the third year, you write the first exam. We call it Part 1 MD. So that exam moves you into the clinical year. Yeah, so in the clinical year, you have yeah, I mean, so for us as dentists, we have restorative dentistry, we have oral medicine, oral surgery, pediatric dentistry, what else? Eh, then preventive dentistry. So those are like the broad categories that we have in the clinical year. Then we also take medical courses as well. Medicine, surgery, and pediatrics. So we just take a bit of all of those to just make us complete doctors.
Dentists are doctors, of course. So
Yeah.
I did a little research and it said that sometimes the dental students in Nigeria take some of those courses you mentioned with the medical students also.
Yes.
True. How is that? Is there any rivalry between you guys?
Yes, so definitely, because they sometimes they want to see us as they don't want to see us as doctors, but we tell them that I think we're even more complete than you guys because we do medicine, surgery, pediatrics, and dentistry. You guys just do medicine, surgery, and all the others. So I mean, we just have that conversation back and forth. It's always interesting.
There's always competitiveness. So,
Exactly.
of all those courses you listed off, what can you remember any of your favorite courses?
To be honest, I do not have any favorites. I was just there. I didn't have any favorites. I just needed to pass.
Yeah.
So okay. So for the preclinical year, I think anatomy was my favorite. Yeah. Then clinical year, not sure. It was surgery. It was surgery at some point.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
And
it
then
was surgery.
when you go from doing the courses to doing the clinical rotations and the more practical elements, how is that transition and how do you have the confidence to feel like, okay, I can do this, apply all the things I've learned to the practical setting?
Okay, so after graduation, so okay, during the clinical rotations, we already start seeing patients under supervision. So that starts to build the confidence because you're dealing with human life. So for me, initially, I that confidence wasn't there because I was just like, oh, what if I do this? What if I do that? It's human beings. I mean, they're not gadgets that you can do trial and error for. So during your clinical rotation, you have those procedures done under supervision. Then we have this 1 year internship. Yeah, so you do more advanced procedures. Yeah, you have more confidence, more liberty to see patients. Then you have the 1 year of NYSC as well. Yeah, so I mean, just 2 years just kind of give you that confidence to treat patients, and then you just know your limits. That's the best thing.
I don't know how doctors and dentists do it. I don't think I could have that much responsibility on my head. But
I mean, I know, I know.
it's too much. But if you can remember back, way back when, can you tell us from morning to evening, what's a typical day at the University of Ibadan like for a dental student?
So it actually depends on your current rotation, like the units you're rotating through, and then um, maybe the nearness of an exam. So, but typically we have lectures from 8 to, is it 4? Yeah, 8 to 4. Like typically lectures 8 to 4, clinical rotations and things like that. So, but if you have an exam coming up soon and then you have to cover a lot of ground. The lectures will be extended to 6, and then yeah, so it's like that.
Not a lot of time for a social life, I feel.
No, on the flip side, on the flip side, we usually look forward to Fridays and weekends. So we don't have lectures on weekends. So Friday nights, we just go and chill. So Friday nights, we always look forward to that. Medical students, dental students, all of us just come together, and then they'll just go have some fun. Yeah, they have some fun. Yeah,
Life balance. Okay.
yeah.
If you were talking to someone who's considering pursuing this degree, is there
Mhm.
any bit of advice you would tell them about things that maybe you didn't do back then that you, looking back, you feel like were important to have done?
Okay, so I, I would have I would have stayed more focused because I could drift off and then drift back because I got bored actually. That's what happened. So I was like studying this long and things like that. So just stay more focused and have a structure. Maybe read 1 hour in the morning, maybe 3 hours after school, and then you'll be fine. But what I did was I always wanted to read everything all at once and became a problem for me. So I think that's like the major thing I would just encourage anyone to do.
Okay. And not just part of the dental program in general, but can you tell us what was the best part of going to University of Ibadan in general?
It's really people I met. Yeah, my friends, the people I met really, because I don't know about you, but reading is not fun. So it has to be the people, friends I made, the memories, basically. That's the fun part of University of Ibadan for me.
I'm assuming you guys still have a WhatsApp group or something from that set.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do.
So
Although most of us are not so active because I mean, people are starting families, they're married out of the country. So, like I told someone, this period, everyone is trying to settle down. And maybe when we're like 40, when I'm like, hey, hello, where are you now? That's when you now see people clamoring for reunions when they want to show off. Yeah. So I mean, we're waiting for that time.
Okay. Seems that you were able to obtain your degree in 2016. What was your part of being done the whole graduation day when you were like, I'm finished with this?
To be honest, I was like, oh, finally we're done with dentistry. So let's focus on what we want to do in my life. So, but then I think so I was just really happy to just be free, to be honest. Like, and then obviously, you're in Nigeria where they rate doctors so highly in society. So, I mean, Dr. This, Dr. That, Dr. Abraham, Dr. Akinbami. I was like, oh, yeah, myself, doctor. Yeah, so, I mean, I really had that feeling like, oh, okay, I'm part of the noble men of the society.
I feel like with law, when they start calling you D-law, and with doctors, that shift
Exactly.
personality, it happens overnight, but it's a good thing.
Yeah, exactly. One more thing that shocked me was the shift from my lecturers. While we're in school, they were hard on us. They almost made us feel like we didn't know anything. But then immediately after graduation, oh, doctor, and they became very cordial. And I'm like, sir, what's happening? So that shift was shocking. Like, they started asking for your opinion. I like, really, my opinion? And so yeah, that was exactly, that was exciting for me as well. Like, oh, nice, my opinion. You want to have it? I'll give you my opinion.
Love Nigeria. Okay, so we've got through the university stage. Let's talk a little bit about your work experience. You mentioned that you served NYSC. Can you tell us a little bit about that experience for you?
Okay, so my NYSC was in Ogun State at the General Hospital in Ifo. So Ifo is a town before Songwater. Then Songwater is like the boundary between Ogun State and Lagos. So usually I had this arrangement with a clinic in Lagos, a private clinic in Lagos, where observe. Yeah, so it was a straight bus. In fact, from the entrance of the hospital at Ifo, General Hospital Ifo, I would get a bus to Lagos, to Oshodi in Lagos. So I always come to Lagos, and then we just observe. I just wanted to know exactly how the private practice will run, because it's a different world, the private practice and general hospital settings. A very different world. So I mixed that experience, then just interacting with people in E4 as well. Just doing the basic things I could do, really, nothing much.
You mentioned there's a big between the private practice and the, state government-run practice. Can you tell us a few? I think I can use some of what you're talking about, but can you just things that may not be too similar?
Okay, so generally, okay, so I'll get to this, but one of the other things I would want that wants to study dentistry is that they need to expose themselves to the private practice. So once in a while, maybe weekends when they're on holidays, just go observe at a private practice. You'll be able to appreciate what you're being taught more. Yeah. Okay. So I said that. Okay. So now the difference between the general hospital or government hospital and then private practice. First of all, the private practice is a business, so it's run as a business. You get, so we have that general difference, and in a government hospital, whether you have patients or not, you're going to be paid. Yet, so it's almost similar to an employee in a private practice as well. And then one other difference is that most of the advanced treatments or procedures that were being taught in school, you get to see them done in a private practice. So that's like the major difference, aside from the aesthetics, the work, attitude to work and all of that. So yeah, so the procedures mainly, yeah, that's like the major difference.
Okay. So, but right now, you're a consulting dentist at a clinic here in Lagos. What does it mean
Yes.
to
Okay.
consult? Yeah, I want to know more about what does this mean to be a consulting dentist? I like consulting work.
So it's a better word for freelance dentists. Exactly. So um, currently I'm not employed. I'm self-employed. Yeah. So if I'm self-employed, so I'm consulting somewhere. Yeah. So when clients reach out to me and they're like, oh, they need my services, then I go see them at that clinic or any clinic I have an arrangement with. So yeah, so it was just a nice fancy word, consulting dentist.
So I'm sure dental professionals out there who are listening to that, it's like, that sounds good. I get to make my own hours. I have some freedom. How can you tell us a bit about how you got that structure in place for yourself?
So I started this whole health education back in 2018. I'm sure I'm jumping ahead of myself, but uh, but so I've been able to build confidence. I've been able to understand how to how to get people to come see a dentist, and I just needed to like kind of practice what I've learned. Yeah, I left paid employment just this year, actually, January, so it's not so long. And so between February and now, it's been interesting, to be honest. The nature of being self-employed. You are just like, oh, where are these people? Come see me. So it's actually very interesting. And if you can have control of your time, that's the major thing. Especially being in Lagos, you don't have to face traffic every day. You don't have to, anytime you step out of your house, it's billing. Yeah, so you don't have to step out of the house every day. I can stay back. Like now I'm home having this interview. I can have interviews like this. Then what else? Yeah, that control of time is just very, very major thing. It's very interesting, major thing.
And I think for our generation, people are more tending towards that trend. Like, how can I do my profession and also not have my whole life to be at the mercy of somebody else? And it's good to see
Exactly.
professions like dentistry. You can even do that as well. But let's talk about dentistry in Nigeria for a bit. In Nigeria, all over the world, but in Nigeria especially, sometimes we don't prioritize that oral hygiene. We don't
Mm-hmm.
prioritize going to the dentist. Why do you think that is, number one? And how can we get our culture to kind of reinforce the benefits starting from a young age?
So it it's one of my goals here to educate people on oral health practices, because like you said, the generally in Nigeria, the health seeking behavior is poor. Like people don't see the need um, to go to the hospital to go check themselves. We don't really do checkups. We don't. You have a headache, you just take painkillers. So people generally seek medical care when they've tried every other thing and it did not work. So by the time they come to the hospital, it's sort of late, they come with complications, then it becomes a bit difficult for the doctor or dentist to solve their problem. So that's one. Now, when it comes to, so you have that major umbrella problem in the health sector in Nigeria. So when it now comes to the mouth, you can see how this region is so small. So, so I mean, people are like, as long as I can still eat, I can still eat, I'm fine. So they seek they seek dental care once their ability to feed is disrupted. And you reckon the dentist is now at the mercy of them having maybe toothache or something. So it's the health seeking behavior, for generally in the health sector, then for dental care is very poor. Then your second question about how to make this part of our culture. First of, it has to come from parents. Parents need to encourage their children to brush at night. And then parents also would have to struggle to brush at night themselves, because we learn more from what we see than what we're told to do. So even if the parents can't brush every night, but at least when you take your toothbrush and you go to the bathroom, you can call every other person and okay, everyone come to the bathroom and brush. So that's one way. And then the other way is to have more school programs. And I do some of that, but it can be very stressful. But school programs where you just have oral health education, oral health talk. Yeah. So those are two major ways you can go about that.
Okay. Okay. For the people who, for whatever reason, I don't think it's good to judge the reason why someone may have not been to the dentist or the doctor, but if they're interested in doing it now, but they might be too embarrassed, especially with teeth and the mouth, to attend that first dentist visit. What can you tell that situation about the benefits of just going, and how should a dental hygienist or a dentist handle that kind of an adult going to the dentist for the first time scenario to mitigate that kind of embarrassment they may feel?
So most of them, okay, yeah, some of them feel that embarrassment, especially if for those that have maybe crooked teeth, maybe broken front tooth, or people that might need braces. So those are the ones that are pretty much embarrassed. But the rest that don't need such treatments are mostly not embarrassed. They're not even aware of the fact that, oh, they need to see a dentist. You understand? Some people carry around these plaque and calculus things, and they really, like I said, once they can still eat and they can talk, they're fine. You understand? So one of the major things I try to do is to make people have this self-examination. You understand? Look into a mirror. I mean, if you see some things, you should come see a dentist. You understand? And so aside from embarrassment, I think the other factors that might prevent people from coming to a dentist is fear. And that's actually one of the main factors, fear. That, oh, every dental procedure is painful, and pretty much not painful. And the second thing is cost. I think every dental treatment is costly, but they are not aware of the fact that the preventive procedures are not costly at all. They're very, very much affordable. So those are the two issues: costs and fear of pain and all those things.
I think that's a good point about the fear. So I'm going to ask, for those people who may be watching who don't know, okay, I'm going for my first dental visit ever. Can you tell us what is going to happen? What can we expect as a new patient?
Okay, so let the scenario be like you're coming to see me, because I can only speak for myself.
Yeah.
So naturally, I'll make you feel very comfortable. Most